each unique in their own way, and they come with different challenges and some obstacles as well. So Goncha, in your experience, like, can you share an obstacle you've encountered while preparing your entry, and let us know how you overcame it, you know, and any advice you have for someone in the same situation right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Thank you for asking. I would like to highlight such aspect of our life that we know ourselves really well. We know our strength, and this is because, sometimes it can become an issue, because when you apply to the contest, you know yourself, you know your strength, and you start to show to the judges or to the judging criteria your strength, your achievements. However, meanwhile, we start to forget the real objective of the contest, and we start to not focusing the main objective and what this open call wants from us. And I have also passed through this, because whenever I was applying to the open call, and I was so confident in my particular skills, and I was so much focused on them, that I literally forgot about the objective of the call and what do they want from us. And in order not to repeat such mistake, what I advise to the young generation, I would say to clearly read the instructions of the call and what do they want from us, what do they want from the applicants. Since each open call has the clear instruction, the lucid explanation, whenever you apply, we should make a research. You should make a deep research, and there may be also to have a look to the previous years of this open call, and to understand what exactly the audience, the judges or this open call would like to hear from you, by not emphasizing your particular interest, but by emphasizing what does this open call wants from you as from the participant. This is a first suggestion. Try not to focus on yourself, because I believe that mostly who apply to the open call, it's of course like young people who are enthusiasts, who are really active, and this activeness and this desire to make changes, sometimes it makes us close the eyes to the objective of the call. And in order not to be disappointed in the future, read carefully what specific open call would like to have from you as per participant. The second suggestion I would tell to the people who would like to apply is, I would call it, do not procrastinate. This is really like a great suggestion, I would say, as for myself, to any person. I know that deadline, whenever we see the deadline, we think that it's tomorrow, it's on the next Monday, and we start like postponing, and then the date comes, for instance, the 30th of July, and we start our application on 30th of July, and the deadline is 31. I would suggest not to do this. Even if you're confident in your writing skills, if you're confident in your ideas which you would like to present. But if you don't do it beforehand, you might miss something. You might not have this eagle eye to your application. So better not to procrastinate. This is the second challenge which might appear during the application process. This is from myself. Some suggestions.
Thank you. That's great. So you guys, you've heard, do not procrastinate. Start writing so you can have the time to review and make it even stronger. So Pobile, in your opinion, what challenges?
Okay, so I would say one of the challenges, adding to what Goncha already mentioned, is keeping to word limits. So I really faced this challenge because I remember the last year's Go Youth Open Call required us to submit just the one-page document. I mean, I could write 10 pages about my idea, but I needed to submit just one page to convince everyone that I know what I'm doing and this is what matters. So, and I would just say, how to overcome it is similar to what Goncha already mentioned. Make sure you give yourself enough time to go over your manuscript, your submission. Don't just start writing it at the deadline and thinking like you would just you'll be a pro all through the process, right? Because you need to use keywords. You need to make sure that you're communicating the idea in the most meaningful way. So I would say, listing it on my fingertips, I would say give yourself time to be able to revise and edit your submission. Make sure you are avoiding unnecessary words, avoid repeating phrases, and also make sure it's as simple as possible, because in the first during the first selection, you won't have the opportunity to pitch it, you won't have the opportunity to talk about it. But make sure you use enough words that are simple and that are direct. The other thing that I would say for me was thinking from the part of many people are going to submit, are going to turn in submissions to how can I be different? And why being different? Am I still being realistic? Is it still being feasible? There are a lot of ways to creatively put your idea there out in the submission. And good thing is that the open calls many times allows you to either turn in a video or write a submission, but make sure that you explore the best form of you, explore that part that you are most convenient with and that you're going to shine. So if you're a creative speaker, speak well. If you are good with video creation, create a video or on the field of your innovation, and all these things are all acceptable. But please try to be creative and put your best bet forward when you are trying to. Then the third thing, which is the final one I would say, is that please make sure you are solving a real problem, because at the end of the day, the panelists, the jury can see through your idea. So even if you're at idea stage, the least you can do is interview your respondents or your proposed consumers and beneficiaries. Make sure you understand this from their perspective, because going forward, you would need to answer some questions you probably have not thought about. And then your judging criteria will help you understand which part of this do I need to understand more, and how can I really make sure I'm solving a true problem that exists. Yeah.
Thank you. That's really useful. So you had put your best foot forward. If you're better with videos, speaking, submit in that way. If you're better with writing, submit in that way. There are different ways you can get yourself heard. And of course, remember, you have to actually do your best, because you're going to want to go to the next round, which is the pitching, and you can't get there unless you've made some really good impression submitting your application and it being good enough to move on to that. So thank you so much. That really sounds amazing. I'm really learning a lot so far. I mean, like, you guys are making me want to go and submit to a contest. Like, where's it happening? So now I just want to ask a question, because I know, like, for me, I don't, family rejection can kind of be heartbreaking, especially when you put in like so much effort into your application, and you have high hopes, and then you don't get picked, and then you start feeling like, oh, what's wrong with me, So Goncha, have you had to deal with like a rejection at any point?
Yes, I had, and I had like many rejections while I was submitting my applications. And I would like to highlight one live aspect here. For instance, I know some youth activists, including myself, we might serve as role models for our community, for our regions, and what young people who are not involved in activism might think that, oh, they're so active, they're involved in many initiatives, so it's not they're really successful one, so it's not something about me. I will do my own job and I will not participate in such activities. However, I think that we as activists, what shall we do? We shall also post, since we're active on social media, our rejection experience, because this happened a lot in my life. But since we do not post it, and we post our positive, our achievements, there is an image that activists, like the successful youth leaders, they're so lucky in some particular aspects, in some particular work. So I would like to say, as any human being, we all do mistakes, we all come across the rejections, and I have across the rejections as well. And I could say that when I was rejected to some open calls, of course, when I was younger, now I'm 24, I was a bit disappointed. Like because I was thinking I gave my soul to this time, and how come it happened? But then I realized, first, whenever something closed for you, in your opinion, another door opens, it's for those young people who feel emotional stress, or who feel emotional, who feel emotional feelings not so positive when they do not pass an open call. This is a first. Second, I realized beside opening a new beside an open new door in your life, another aspect which is great after the rejection, you're more disciplined, and this helps you to achieve more goals in life, to achieve more success in terms of open calls and any other aspects in your life, because you become more disciplined, you realize what kind of mistakes you have gone through. So this is what rejections have learned to me. And another point I would like to mention for those who are applying, whenever you're not passing, start focusing on positive things in your life and start thinking, try not to guilt anyone or any organization when you are not passed. Try to ask yourself, try to question yourself, and you question your application, how you can do it differently, what was the issue. And another point, whenever you get the rejection or anything which is not perceived as something successful in life, you always get a lot of great skills which will not make you as an individual nowadays. And I could say that each rejection in my life, it built me more great writing skills, more great discipline skills, the tolerance towards people, and overall towards my life. And this is what I would like to share. Rejections makes you stronger, and it gives you a bunch of opportunities. Any open call, whenever you apply, even you're not emerged as a winner, you emerge as a winner for yourself, and you gain a lot of opportunities, lifelong opportunities.
Wow, thank you so much, Gonchad. Yeah, that's really helpful. So we have Babatunde who just joined us. Hi, Babatunde. So we are talking a bit about open call contests and people. So you guys are here because you're the experts with applying for open calls and participating in this. So we just wondered, Babatunde, have you ever gotten a rejection while submitting an application, and how did it make you feel? How did you overcome it?
Oh, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. So sorry for coming super late. I lost track of time. So yes, I am clearly right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Yes. So definitely. I have had many rejections for my open calls. Like a lot. But what I would like to say first is that when it says no in application, it means the N stands for no, why this O stands for opportunities, right? Opportunities, right? So it's a way for you to actually reflect on your applications and learn lessons and see what did you not do well, what could you have done better.
Right.
And
thank you.
You get the right one.
Oh, I think you're breaking up, Babatunde, or is it just me?
It's breaking up over here as well.
Okay,
Yes.
so thank you, Babatunde. Pamela, just really briefly, rejection, how did you deal with that?
Well, that one is critical because many times you get a lot of rejections that you get wins. At least at this stage, I've gotten a lot of rejections than wins. But and it gets more painful. Maybe you're already in the semifinals, you're already anticipating, and then you realize that just one more phase, and man, you didn't make it to win the prize. But well, you have the network to fall back on, you have the experience to learn from, and a whole lot of that. But I would say for you to combat that, I would say take the feedback. If you're in a situation where you got to get a feedback from the jury, those things are very essential. They talk about your financial sustainability or your feasibility or anything. Please read the feedback critically and do so. If it's a physical or virtual event where you did not get feedback, but you're able to meet one of the panelists or someone that you believe can give you mentorship or talk to you about your idea, please speak to that person to get third-person opinions that can help you move your idea forward, either to get the funding or support you need, or to change your whole model. And then I'll say, if you applied as an individual and you did make it, I'll say consider working in a team, because it might mean that you have some weaknesses that you just couldn't identify because you're working alone. So what if you actually applying in a team? I would really suggest that. And then thirdly, again, which I've already mentioned, is to strategize. So sometimes you actually have multiple ideas in your head when you are going for an open call, or you have multiple ways you think it can work right, but because you're trying to fit into a competitions, let me say, competitions criteria, you try to like leave back some things and all. So if you post the same idea for 3 open calls, trying to follow the same method, it's not necessarily because your idea is not great. Think about the other things you had to leave out to fit that criteria. And maybe it's time to explore those other ones and see if it can move those things forward. So in summary, re-strategize, think about your idea and how you can move it forward, what you left out. Consider working in a team. As much as possible, take the feedback or seek the feedback if you didn't find it in the feedback form that was given to you. Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much. It's been amazing hearing all of you speak and, dealing with the highs, the lows, and every other thing that comes in between. I really appreciate hearing that. So I'm just going to move on. Thank you so much, panelists. It's been great having you here. Please stick around, and we're moving on to the next agenda, which is the judging criteria. And Goncha is here with us. She's also one of our global juries, so she's also going to be judging your entries. So Goncha, can you tell us a little bit about what you're going to be looking out for when you're, carrying out your evaluations?
Yeah, for sure. So first, of course, as it was mentioned by our panelists, and today we will look for the clear and concise description of the idea you're going to present. And the second option, the second aspect, we will look, is it relevant to the topic? Is it relevant to the category you're applying for? Third aspect, it's novelty. Of course, we welcome innovations. The fourth one is feasibility, scalability, reproducibility, and sustainability. And this is about your idea. Is it sustainable? Is it a long-term? Is it feasible? And the fifth aspect, which we pointed out and highlighting, is does it promote the equity and fairness? And another innovation which I would like to share with you today is that the shortlisted candidates and the shortlisted entrants, you will be invited to a 5-minute online pitch to share your ideas to the global jury. So this is also a new innovation, and whoever will be shortlisted, please know that you will have a 5-minute online call with the global jury where you can more clarify your ideas and questions.
Thank you, Goncha. Yes, this is really amazing, because I know people have so many ideas and they can go on, and it may not really come out as well and as clear as you want it to when you're writing, but you also get the opportunity to pitch it. So you need to try to get shortlisted, do your best, and know you have an opportunity to even elaborate more on the ideas you're trying to pass across. So, yep, I really love this idea. Thank you, Global Jury, for putting this in place. I think people really find it helpful to be able to do a little bit more and talk about their submissions. So I think we're going to the part I like the most. And we have Chisom. She's also one of the organizing committee members, and she's going to be telling us what's in it for me, the good parts. So Chisom.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ifoma. Thanks for the warm introduction. So hello, everyone. I get to talk about the fun part, which is what's in it for me, really. So as you all may recall, in the open call submission page, we have 4 main categories. So one being digital and social innovation for health. The second one being digital and social innovations that promote adolescent-centered processes, systems, and policy. The third category being social and behavioral innovation. And then the last is it's more of a wildcard. So surprise us. So in case your ideas do not fit in the other three, and maybe there might be a lot of connections within the other categories, and you just wanted to, submit in the fourth one. So with that being said, the winners would, for each category, the winner would get up to $1,500, and then the runner-up will get $500, and this is per category. And then secondly, in terms of the ideas, so for the finalists who gets to the folks with the shortlisted ideas, based on the jury's assessments, they would get to pitch the ideas on a Global Forum Adolescents conference, and I'm going to discuss some more what that entails, which is it's a first of its kind, where young people really come together and discuss health and other matters pertaining to them. And then the third one is connection. Connect, you get to meet or you get to connect with UN-sponsored or supported networks of global network of young people, as well as researchers and experts. So you get to connect and build lifelong connections. And I believe I would now talk about the Global Forum for Adolescents. Next slide, please. So in terms of the Global Forum for Adolescents, as I had mentioned, this is the first of its kind. And the whole goal of this forum is to bring together young people like us to come and to discuss progress made towards the SDGs, so the Sustainable Development Goals, as well as to figure out how we can do even a better job in years to come. And so part of it would be discussing how can we really promote adolescents' health and well-being, which is the purpose of our contest today. And like-minded folks like yourself, you get to connect with experts, you get to build skills, and you get to be inspired to even take further actions in other areas that pertains to adolescent. So like I mentioned, this is the first of its kind, and it's right now scheduled for October 11th to the 12th, and this is a virtual forum. So you would get the chance to connect from all over the world with other folks around the globe. And I believe would also get a chance to share the registration link once that is available. So thank you. Over to you, Foma.
Thank you, Chisom. Okay, that really is a lot to need for me. Well, not for me really, but for someone applying. I'm so excited for people who actually get to share in these opportunities. It's amazing with the work going on. And yes, I really hope you get shortlisted and you win and, make it on to the very end. Wow, so let's take some questions and answers. We have a couple of questions already. So as I said earlier, if you're on this call and you haven't submitted your entry yet, please put in the chat, tell us why. Maybe we can all rub minds together and know how we can help or support you if there's anything you need. And please put in your questions in the Q&A. We're here to answer any questions you might have. So someone wants to know, what if I don't have a team? Or if you don't have a team, you can submit as an individual. You must not be in a team to submit. You're free to submit as an individual. So I hope that's clear enough. If you still need any clarifications, please just put that in the chat box. And then we also have a question. If I'm less than 18 years, do I need parental consent? Okay, yes. Please, you do. If you are less than 18 years, you're a minor and you will need parental consent. So when you're on the submission form, you can just click on the link that says get your parental consent form, download the form, get your parents to sign and send it over to us at our email address. But please, yes, please, you need your parents' consent to take part if you are a minor. I hope that's clear. If anyone else has that question or needs any clarification on that, feel free to reach out as well. And someone says, how do I submit my idea? All right, Chisom, how do people submit their ideas, please?
Great, thank you so much for that question. So there are actually two main methods you can submit your ideas. So you can use our online form, and the online form is accessible through our open call webpage, which we can share on the chat. Or you can also do an email submission where you download the PDF version of the form, and then you can complete that, and then you can email it to us on thehealthyouth1s@gmail.com. So you can download that form as well on our website, on the open call webpage. Download the form and send it to our email. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I mean, it's that simple. Okay, I love that it's simple to do. So, but if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us via email, and we will be happy to assist you further. Someone wants to know, how will the winners be selected? Oh yes, so there's going to be 2 phases, of course. The first phase involves the global jurists reading through your submissions and shortlisting the best submissions. Now, if you're shortlisted, you're going to be invited. We're going to send you an email, let you know that you've been shortlisted, and you're going to be invited for a 5-minute speech where you get to pitch your ideas, expand a little bit more. So maybe some of the things you left out because of the word count, you get to expand a little bit more and tell the jurists your idea, basically. And afterwards, the jurists will deliberate, and if you win, you will be contacted for sure. So that's how your evaluations are going to be judged. Oh, I hope that's clear though. If it's still unclear to you, you can always just put that in the Q&A and we'll address it some more. I mean, we have a jurist here with us, so I'm sure she's happy to tell you a little bit more. And then someone says, are all shortlisted entries expected to take part in the 5-minute speech? Okay, so someone doesn't like talking, I can see. Yes. If you are shortlisted, you will be required to take part in the pitch. It's nothing scary, just a couple of minutes, 5 minutes, maybe like 5 PowerPoint slides. Just come and tell us a little bit more. It's not going to be like an exam setting or anything like that. It's just going to be jurists, global jurists like yourselves, young people as well, just telling your peers about your idea, selling yourself basically. So it's not going to be anything like rigid or anything to be scared about. So please don't be scared. Just see it as an opportunity to actually elaborate a little bit more so people can actually understand your innovation or your ideas. So please don't be scared at all. And then, so thank you. Someone says thank you for the helpful information. Thank you, Miracle. I have 2 questions. Is there a preferred mode or preferred combination or modes of submissions? Maybe not an official one, but I will appreciate some input from the panelists. And then the second question is, are we encouraged to include references to support data or data to support our approach in the submission? Chisom, do you have an answer to that?
Absolutely. Thank you for this wonderful question. So
we can't hear you, Chisom.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, wonderful. Sorry about that. So the first question being a preferred method of submission, I would say no. So there is no necessarily a preferred method. So like I mentioned, you can either submit via email or you can use our online form. So use, and I would say once you submit and using one, for example, if you submit with the online form, no need to submit again to the email. So do one or the other, not both of them. And there's no preferred mode of submission. So the second one is, are we encouraged or required to include references to data supporting our approach? I would say yes. So you can always use a footnote style, or you can use a basic what we call the APA. So make sure to include your reference to whatever, if you're trying to back up some data or some past, maybe they had used the similar approach in a different setting and you're trying to adapt and so on. So you want to make sure you reference whatever you're using. It's it's definitely going to be useful for the jurors. So thank you.
Thank you, Jason. But it's not going to be part of the word count, because I'm sure that'll be the next thing someone is going to ask. No, the references
Absolutely.
will not be part of your word count. So you can breathe a sigh of relief. All right, thank you. Please keep the questions coming, and thank you so much. I'm glad you're finding this helpful. It's really nice. So by mode of submission, I was referring to the choice between written or audiovisual submissions though. Oh no, Miracle, you are free to use whatever is best for you in expressing yourself. If you prefer the video, great. If you prefer written, great as well. So none tops the other. You're free to use any you like. So let us know if you need any other clarifications about that.
Yeah.
Some people are already planning to win. So what did you want to say?
Yes, I just wanted to add to what you said, Ifoma, and this is just from organizing past contests. And thank you so much for that comment. Like in terms of using videos versus text. So what we would always tell our folks is, you know, just think of a way that would grab the attention of the jurors. Like think of a way that would best showcase your idea and make it stand out. So think of I think once you think of it that way, then you would figure out what way best works for you. So think of, you know, if it's video that you'd want, you know, fine. If it's text, that's also fine. But in terms of us having any preferred mode of submission, it's basically it's up to you. Like, you know, whatever way you feel like would best represent you, it's your idea and only you can tell that story. So that's just what I wanted to add.
Absolutely great. Thank you, Chisom. I think that's really helpful. Somebody is already working on their pitch. Okay, that's great. So someone wants to know, do you have any tips on how to make tips on how to make my pitch stand out, since it's just 5 minutes? Chisom is an expert pitcher, like Chisom.
Oh man, I actually, this is where I would say think outside the box. I'm not, I think I'm of the school of thoughts that, you know, do what works best for you. I don't think we have you know, a laundry list of to-dos, like, okay, this is what we, you know, basically do what you feel is best for you. And we don't really have a preference as to, you know, what the best method is. But yeah, just try to be as concise and clear as possible and just think outside the box.
Okay. Yes, Goncha, please.
Thank you. If I may also share, like, as a recommendation, in order to make it creative, and I fully agree with Chisom, the recommendations she provided. I also would like to add, I call it the test of uniqueness. And when you will be preparing the presentation, for instance, what I do, if I share my ideas, not ideas, but like, for instance, the questions which will be asked by the juries, or the possible like questions or something like this, I ask these questions to my family, to friends, and if they answer in a similar way, which I thought I would answer in a similar way or contest, I would think, well, that is not something unique. Everybody would think the similar way. Everybody will present something in a similar way. I call it as a test for uniqueness of your idea, of your presentation. So you're going to present. First, ask how your family, friends will present, and if it's something related as you wanted to present, then I would suggest you make it differently. In that way, you will create something new. It will be something unique. So you can conduct such tests with your friends, with your colleagues, with your family. This is just my suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Goncha. That sounds good. I like that. Yes, so we have a question. If I decide to use a video, is there a time limit to it? Oh, yes, there is. It's a 3-minute video, please. Do not go. Okay, I know we have a lot to say and a lot to pitch, but please just make it 3 minutes. 3 minutes video, please. Or audio as well. If it's an audio, 3 minutes, please. Right. Somebody wants to know, can I make changes to my submission after it has been submitted? Well, we do make mistakes, and sometimes you realize that, you know, you want to do something better. I would say, yes, you can make changes. However, it means you have to resubmit, and you have to do it before the closing date. If you're resubmitting, please put it, this is a resubmission. So we don't mix it up, like, because we don't actually know the one, you know, that you're going to be, you know, is the right one. So please, 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 I would say try and review and make sure you do your best while submitting the first time. However, you can resubmit, but you must put a note that this is your final submission and this is a resubmission, so the juries can take note of that. Chisom, Goncha, do you have any other things? Or Pomile, Yusuf, one after the other? Yes, everybody's going to have one more thing they want to say for sure. So let's start with Babatunde.
Yeah, great. All right. Just the last tip is that be very clear with your submission. Make it concise, make it as simple as possible. I understand that you might be compelled to want to kind of put everything, but take a step back and see that ensure that just a normal layman can understand your ideas, can see where you're coming from. And the best tip I think I would give is that at the end of the day, right, you'll be judged by the judging criteria, right? So ensure that you can tick off all the judging criteria from your submission before you make your submission. To ensure that your idea is clear and compelling, is realistic, is relevant, is feasible and scalable, and really, really ensure that before you submit. And then just enjoy the process, do research, ensure that your ideas are evidence-based, and then basically have fun during the process and just give it a shot regardless. Yeah.
Thank you, Babatunde. Yes, have fun. Have fun. It's very important. All right, Pomile, do you have anything you want to say?
Okay, so I'll just say like the only motivation that you need to apply is because you believe in what you do or you believe in your own ideas. You need support, you need global network. For this particular open call, I would say this is WHO, UNICEF, for youth by youth. I mean, talk about the people you need in the healthcare space that you may want their support, and they're asking you to tell them about your idea. I think that's the only motivation you really need. So you should take this opportunity to put yourself out there. So we've told you a lot of things that you should do and should not do, but I would say, even if you're unsure, still put your application out there, still submit. Kelechi is on this call, right? And in our conversations, we always make this quote like, you miss 100% of the shots you do not shoot. So even if you think, oh, we've said of all these things, we don't want it to kind of make you feel overwhelmed. No, that's not the point. And maybe you will learn better if you put it through and you excel, or if you put it through and you get the feedback. So I'll say, irrespective, still make sure you put in a submission because you deserve it. What you're doing deserves to be recognized. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Pomile. You'll never know if you don't try, So why not take the shot? What do you have to lose anyway? Right? So please take the shots. And Goncha, do you have any last words?
Yes, thank you. I would like to say that if you didn't apply yet, apply for sure, because you don't, first, of course, you don't lose anything. And second, this is a win-win situation. In any case, you win. You will be automatically, as it was mentioned, you will be automatically connected to the global network of youth health advocates of United Nations. This is already a great step. Second, I would say, if you have friends, relatives, please share about this open call, because what if someone has a unique idea or you have a unique idea, and this could save life and change lives of million adolescents. Third, I would say is research. Read carefully what does the Health Youth Want requires, what this particular category requires from you. Fourth, I would say is test for uniqueness. Whenever you have an idea, test. If others have something similar, make it an outstanding. Then it means you should change something. And I would like to conclude to say that we should, it's known that each person is unique, absolutely. And if someone wins or someone is successful in the world understanding of successful, it doesn't mean that this person is more talented. It means that once he or she got this time, information, and dedication. So you can create your own personal formula, which will consist of time. Now you have a time, information. This webinar provides you with the information, and dedication. It should come from your heart, and research. You have the list of countries for which the Health Youth Fund requires the ideas. And good luck and apply. See you in the call, hopefully.
Thank you, Goncha. Thank you so much. Chisom, back to you. And before your last words, we have a question. So thank you for all the tips. Thank you, everyone. And my question is, the age group to partake in this competition says 10 to 19 years. What will, so if I'm going to be 20 in the next 2 months, can I still apply?
Oh, sorry. I would say, so this is an interesting question. So yeah, you have to be, so at this current moment, you are within the age group. So I would say go ahead and apply. We haven't really had to tackle in terms of if you do, turn older in the next couple of months following the open call, but for now you are within the age group. So I would believe you are still eligible to apply for the contest.
Absolutely. And I mean, if you're uncomfortable, you can always apply with a team, right? And then have someone who is well within that age group as part of your team. You remember, teamwork makes the dream work. So, but please do apply. So just some last words.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ifeoma. And I believe my fellow panelists have said it all. The only thing I would like to add is please apply today. Don't wait till the 31st of July. The earlier, the better. So that you can troubleshoot, and what if you wait till the deadline at the final hour and internet decides to be faulty or the page is down. So you want to plan well ahead of time to account for those those technical difficulties that could happen. But other than that, I wish everybody all the best. You all are stars. You all are bright, and let's change the future of adolescent health and well-being. And I'm excited to see your entries all come in. So thank you.
Thank you. So I want to say big thank you to everybody here on this call today. Thank you, Chisom. Thank you, Goncha. Thank you, Pomile. Thank you, Babatunde. And of course, I'd like to shout out to Alan, who has been on the back end. I know, Alan, next time you're going to be the one speaking. So thank you so much. And for everybody listening in on this call, thank you for joining us once again. Please apply. Reach out to us if you have questions via the email, and we'll get to that. So do have a lovely day and rest of the week. Looking forward to seeing your applications. All the best. Bye.